Welcome to episode 4 on the SMP. And I've got a little bit of explaining to do. Okay, so last episode we fought the Wither. And, it was my first time ever fighting the Wither. You can see right here. I had plenty of health. The Wither had almost no health. And yeah, I panicked. It was the first time I ever fought the Wither in open air. Okay? So but it doesn't change the fact that I still feel bad. I mean, right here, I'm running right through the middle of Spectre's gear, and all of his gear got blowed up. So for that, I tried to make up for it. Yeah, yeah. Yes, we fought the Wither. We went and fought him open air 3 more times. All right. And I ended up picking up 2 Wither skulls. All right. 2 of the Wither, not Wither skulls, Wither heads. Okay. And 1 of the invulnerable ones. So that is amazing. Let's do something with one of these right here. So I want to replace this thing. All right. As pretty as that is, let's go ahead and put this guy. Let's turn him at an angle. Right there. Ain't that pretty? That's a nice trophy. Then we'll put the other guys down here. And the squid head, we can put him up there. But I'm going to put the... See, those are not wither heads. Those are not wither skulls. Those are wither's head. Okay? So... but yeah, legitimately fought him. Now, we did fight him. I did use potions, and I did use some iron golems as a backup. I don't have any footage of it because I actually figured I'd die and it wouldn't be any good footage. But we ended up going over there and fighting him 3 different times. I got 3 different beacons. Plus, we still have our nether star that we never touched from our first wither fight, okay, from last episode. So that's still in there. But let's go set this up. Yep. Ah. It is so nice to have a beacon. Of course, haste to check the mark, and now we have up in the top right hand corner, we have haste 2. And so we can come in here and now instamine instamine this stuff. That is amazing. And so we will absolutely use this thing, but not in this episode. All right, we've got a lot of work to do with this beacon, okay? It's going to get its work out, okay? But I've got a couple of other things planned for this episode, okay? I've got it worked out. I've been actually doing a whole lot of work over here. You can kind of start to see the beginning of it. And so I want to take you over there and just kind of introduce you to the idea that I've been working on, okay? Okay, so here we are over at the tree farming area. This is what we were looking at from over at our log cabin. And so what I've began to do is I want to have podzol on the ground all over the place out here. And so in order to do that, one of the easiest way that I've seen to do it is just to come through and plant a bunch of these spruce trees and let their podzol kind of take over. And so that's kind of what we've done so far. We've planted these things in several different areas and just allowing the podzol to kind of take over. And what we want to do is we got the 1.19 update coming soon. It's going to be called the Wild. And so what I wanted to do was to come in here and try to play with that idea. If we're going to have the Wild update, let's go ahead and have it. Why don't we make some Wild? And so I grew up in the Wild and I kind of got a little bit of knowledge about such things. And so that's what I plan on doing. I want to come in here and on this hillside, I want to bring in the Wild. And we did it. So we did a little something over here. All right. So we came in and built up a nice little forest. And so I want to take you through and show you just a few of the things that I've done. Now, I did not come in here and and try to make a ton of custom trees, okay? That's not what I tried to do. I realized that we can come in here with a fence post, a wall post, and all this other stuff and make all kinds of different trees. What I did is I tried to play off a natural generation, add a few blocks here and there, and make some what would be naturally generated custom trees. And so, like this right here, let's take this area for instance. This right here is an azalea tree. So this azalea tree, let me take you over to a creative test world and I'll show you exactly what I did with this custom tree. So the azalea tree that I built is so super simple. So all I did was I kind of towered up just a little bit and I built me a platform. Okay. Now I need me a place to stand. All right. And then I want a couple of branches. And that'll probably, yeah, no. What do you think? We get one more branch over here? Now, now it looks kind of cool. All right, so then we take our azalea tree just like that. Take your bone meal, grow one, grow one, grow one, grow one, grow one, grow one, grow one. Done. And that's just about as easy of a custom tree as you can get. So all we do is come back underneath, fill in the bottom, and that's it. We can even come in here and knock that right there out a little bit. There we go. Look at that. That is a super simple custom tree. And look at the leaves. The leaves are so beautiful. They stick out in multiple directions because that azalea tree kind of juts out in all kinds of different directions. That makes such a beautiful custom tree. So simple. And that's all you had to do. So you can see that the creating the custom, or not the custom tree, but the naturally generated custom tree, however you want to put that, you can see that creating there took almost no effort at all. And so that's all we did to create that tree. Now, we did come over and create other trees, these dark oak trees. We did almost the exact same thing. All I did was come up here and I built a platform of dirt up to about this level and then planted the dark oak tree on top of it, on top of that, and then came in and filled in the underside with some more dark oak. Now, I did turn the logs. I did not want to come in here and make the wood variant. Okay, that's the logs that have no end like this area. I didn't want to do that because that doesn't naturally generate in our worlds, and maybe Mojang will. Maybe they will change these bottom layers or something like that there to the wood variant of the blocks, and so that we don't see the ends of the trees and stuff like that. And that's completely okay. That's I would love for there to happen to have naturally generating wood blocks instead of having these ends like this area. This tree right here actually spawned naturally. We never did cut this right here down, and so a couple of these larger oaks like this right here I left up, and you can see that kind of detracts from the natural look, but at the same time, that's the natural look for Minecraft, and so I wanted to leave that and not come in and try to delete that. Now, if we back up just a little bit up the hill, this is kind of a facade, okay? We have not extended the forest too far back up into the hills, okay? It's really just kind of a facade at this point that we're going to come back and work with. With that being said, I don't want this forest to overpower this mountain. And so right over there is our starter base. And right here is the wood cutting area. And so what I want to do is I actually want to kind of draw a soft line right across through here. And I want to make this all big forest, okay? And so when I talk about expanding it, that's what I plan on doing. I plan on coming in here about right here and just kind of expanding this forest all the way out through there and then a little bit up the hill here. And so, but if I come in here, now this is even a smaller spruce tree. Okay, this is not one of the biggest spruce trees that are out there. Okay, but if I come in here and take one of those spruce trees that are gigantic and I plant it right over here on the hillside, that spruce tree is going to come all the way up here to about halfway up that mountain. That's not what I want to do, and that's not what naturally occurs in in real life. And so what happens as trees begin to grow up the sides of mountains, the trees get shorter and shorter because the conditions for growing get a little less conducive the further up the mountain they go. But while we're talking about it, I wanted to bring you into another world that I where I had done some building up a forest and everything. And in this forest right here, you're going to get a little bit different feel. This forest right here is, I mean, other than planting the trees, this forest is pretty much a custom forest, okay? I planted the trees. I did the same thing. I built it up to a dirt block way up there. I planted the tree and then I filled in underneath. And so, kind of the same thing here. I planted the dark oak up here on top of a dirt platform and then I filled in underneath all the way through here. Now, in this forest, though, you get a completely different feel than what we're building in our SMP world. And so, what I did in this world is I did a super tall forest. Now, I love this feel. But this field right here would not go well right next to a mountain. It would begin to dwarf the mountains, and I don't want to do that. Them mountains are so beautiful. So for that reason, I kept a lot of the trees in this world right here. You notice how much shorter all these trees right here are. And I did that on purpose. I did that because I didn't want to dwarf the mountain scapes that we have around here. And all right, so we didn't finish with just the forest, okay? We got another part of this that we brought in here. Now, if you remember, this was just a dry valley, okay? We actually came in here and added a little custom river, a little custom creek. I'm not done with this right here yet, by no means. I want to bring in some cobblestone and different stuff like that. You know, give it a little bit more realism. Now, you see our cave entrance over here, and once we get out optifine the connected textures and everything, that'll actually is going to give us the fog effect. And but for right now, it just kind of looks kind of odd. Uh, yeah. So, but the but anyhow, we have a custom little creek running through here. And what I want to do is I actually want to bring that all the way across. So over here we have water coming down from our mountain. Now, right now it's completely uncontrolled, just naturally spawned right there in a little spot. And what I want to do is I actually want to bring that over, and there's a nice little recess right over here where it might naturally come out. And so what I want to do is move it over there and get it to where it looks a little bit more natural, like a more natural waterfall. Maybe even come down, cut straight down, and then flow out into this. I want this right here to be a nice little lake or whatnot. And so I think that actually looks like it should be. I mean, if the water level came from here and just stretched out at this level all the way around, that would be a beautiful little mountain lake right over here next to our industrial area. And so, but we got some building up to do. We got to block this stuff right here in, go down through here, cave and light up the caves and everything. So you can kind of see why I didn't do that in this episode. Okay, so we filled in the lake. I didn't. Okay, I didn't end the episode where I said I was going to. All right, we filled in the lake. We have not decorated around the lake. Neither have we worked with our waterfall. So I think this right here will work out great. Let's go down here and look. So we're going to continue the dark glass on out this way, probably to about right up in here. So there's going to be more levels of the black stained glass coming out, add to that fog effect, and then we come out here and the lake. Look how deep this thing right here is. We're definitely going to come in here with some seagrass and. Do I have any bone meal? I don't have any bone meal. Oh, no bone meal. So we got to get lily pads, seagrass, probably some bamboo. Yeah, looks like an army corps built a dam. Um, yeah, maybe. um, no, what is gonna be now there that part right there. Yeah. Um, this thing right here, we've got to. All right, so right here. I actually want to kind of build this thing out coming this way a little bit and then drop off and then maybe hit a tier and drop off again. And that will be our waterfall. And so I want to create sort of a waterfall effect right here Just needs to be stocked with some bass. Yeah, good. So, but yeah, we will. We're definitely going to be hitting on a lot more of that stuff in the upcoming episodes. Look, we got guests. Why do we have guests that are? What's this? Did you invite these guys? Watch this. Watch this. Get them all. Come on, guys. Follow me. Follow me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Where's the other guy? Oh, I was bringing them to you. Oh, he ruined the party. Uh, But that is about all the fun that we can stand for today. And I really appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something about making a forest, and maybe you can take and build up a forest in your world. Again, we still got plenty more to do. We've got to continue the forest around to the backside of this river right here. We got to extend it on up this hillside over here by the mountain, back around and down around this beautiful big old lake back here that we've created. And so, anyway, all that said, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if I don't see you again, I hope to see you in heaven.